But now, the controversial and inescapable giant of reality TV. Big Brother is different this year. Two housemates unceremoniously kicked off for their bad behaviour. One of them didn't even get an interview with Davina. It has taken the power of judgment away from viewers, but was it necessary, or has it spoilt it? Alex de Gale was the first to fall foul of the new regime when Big Brother decided her behaviour had intimidated fellow housemates. Here's an example.
You know exactly what you're doing and you're not playing a very clever game at all. As far as I'm concerned, you've been very, very dumb and it's public perception what counts, yeah? I just wanted to make sure I got it off my chest this morning and got through to you how small I think you are because you can't say certain things to my face. You would rather say it into the diary room. Now, you see me? I'm a big woman. Anything that I could say in the diary room, I would say to your face first and foremost, and then possibly take it up with Big Brother if I'm still a bit upset afterward. And if you think I made you feel uncomfortable, well then imagine how uncomfortable I was with a man of my religion also prancing around in the skirt, someone who probably knows the Quran better than I know the Quran. I was really, really disgraced by you.
And it got worse. Well, the programme has delivered big ratings, but also big complaints, nearly 4,000 in the last month. And with me now, Sharon Powers, Big Brother's executive producer at Channel 4, and Derek Draper, psychotherapist. Derek, I mean, what effect has this zero-tolerance rule had on the show, do you think?
Well, it's supposed to be reality TV, and the truth is that there isn't a student house in the country where people haven't had massive rows about people taking stuff out of the fridge. So I think the problem for Big Brother now is it's kind of flogging a bit of a dead horse, you know. Either you allow people to have some kind of aggression and tension in the house and actually let that play out, let them resolve it, you know, let people do what people do, which is get over rows and make alliances and make friends and move on, or, as soon as there's a sign of trouble, because basically they're too frightened of all these complaints, yank people out of the house. Now, it's one or the other.
OK.
You know, the producers can't really do the first, so they're having to do the other. But, to be honest, I think it's probably time to accept that it's run its course and it's time
Sharon Powers.
You know, move on.
Well, we brought the notion of zero tolerance into the format this year, really to address the issue of people talking about nominations in the house. Last year and the previous years, lots of housemates broke the rules of the entertainment format, and so we wanted to bring in a jail where we could send people if they did break the rules of the game. And I think that's a very separate issue to the notion of people behaving in an unacceptable way in the Big Brother house.
But, you know, what is unacceptable? I mean, you're going to get aggression, you're going to have rows, do you see what I mean? You're choosing people who you must know. I mean, you must, you know, you can only have met Alex for 2 minutes and you'd know what she was like. She was obviously going to have a big row. So you guys are set... You know, you guys are setting these people up to have these rows and then yanking them out and then reaping the publicity to get more ratings. Well, it's even more manipulative and cynical and pointless than ever.
OK, Sharon.
Well, of course there are always going to be arguments in the Big Brother house because when we choose housemates, one of the things that we do is we try and find people from different backgrounds, from different walks of life, and put people together who might not necessarily mix with each other in the real world. And but unfortunately, sometimes people do cross that line, and I think spitting in somebody's face is crossing that line.
OK, let's get into the audience here. Assail, what do you think of the way this has gone, this series?
I think that Big Brother has become so strict in such a way that the housemates will eventually start playing up to the camera to avoid being accused of behaviour that will get them kicked out of the house. I mean, Big Brother fans expect to see real people doing what they would normally do in their everyday lives. And
are you cross that you're not getting to vote them out?
Sorry?
Would you like to have voted them out for yourself?
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I mean, we expect to see real people, and obviously real people make mistakes. So there should be other less forms of punishment, really.
Yes, the girl behind you with the hands up.
I think that, look, voting them out, look, leaving them in there to spit in people's faces, and that, I think zero tolerance is right. Look, you're not allowed to spit in people's faces. It's ridiculous.
So they were right to get them out?
Yeah.
OK, and yes, the girl behind you, right there.
I completely disagree. I think by taking the power away from the viewer, you've actually alienated the whole reason why we have Big Brother. As an audience, we decide, and there needs to be repercussions for their actions, not just put into...
That's a key point, Sharon Powers, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we had an eviction last night. Jennifer was voted out, and we've had 2 other evictions on top of that, and we'll continue to have evictions every week.
But it was a fake choice, isn't it? That's the point. They didn't get the chance to evict the person they wanted to evict because you'd already pulled them out.
Well, the rules of the Big Brother house state that if unacceptable behaviour offends housemates or the viewing public, then housemates may be removed from the Big Brother house, and that's exactly what we had to do and had no choice really but to do with Alex
really
and
that you don't trust that people would vote them out? That's the problem. Do you see what I mean? You might have everybody voting out the people that are misbehaving, but do you know what? Some of us might think, I'll leave them in. Do you know what I mean? So I think what's happening is there's no trust with the viewer, and you guys are stepping in and saying, right, we better yank them out. The problem, like I say, is it's not real, because you know, my job as a therapist is about, you know, helping people go through rough patches in relationships. Now, I think you're right. There is a point if it's racism, splitting probably is over the line. But I think aggression, rowing, tension, that's got to be part of real life and part of the house.
Well, so splitting's bad, but threatening somebody with violence, well, that's OK.
Well, no, I'm talking about having a big row in the house. Would you call people out just for having a row?
Let's go to the phones. Dawn is on the line. Hello, Dawn. What do you think?
Hi. I don't think there's been much consistency with this zero tolerance, because Alex was warned on many occasions about her behaviour and was let away and then finally removed. Dennis spat in someone's face once and was removed straight away. Darnell's been aggressive, Mohammed's been aggressive, nothing's happened to them. And it's like, well, if it's one rule for one, surely it should be the same rule for everyone.
OK, thanks, Dawn. Sharon, could you just stress that briefly?
Absolutely. If Alexandra had spat in somebody's face, or any housemate spits in anybody's face again, they'll be removed. So
you will be consistent?
Absolutely.
John Tickle, now, former Big Brother star. What do you make of this? Is it different to how it was in your day?
It's vastly different to how it was in my day, Krishnan, because we had a different interview process. We had interviews with the production staff on a one-to-one basis and with the best Harley Street psychiatrists. Now they go through a Pop Idol-style audition process where they're just on there en masse, and they are actively pre-selecting those people who are more likely to exhibit antisocial behaviour. It's inevitable that we're going to get this kind of behaviour exhibited.
No, hang on. I just want to get Sharon to address that particular point. Do you choose people for antisocial behaviour?
Absolutely not. And our audition process is far more thorough than it was in the days when we were choosing housemates.
Did you meet Alex before she went in the house?
Yes, I did.
Were you very shocked and surprised by how she behaved in the house? Surely not.
Every single housemate is surprising to us when they go into the Big Brother house, is the truth of it, because we only meet people as individuals, and obviously they're on their best behaviour. We knew she was very feisty, but when you put individuals together with other individuals who have never met, no one can truly predict what they're really going to be like. But you've got to the point with Big Brother now.
Hold on, Derek, because I just want to get somebody else from the audience. Yes, here with the...
Isn't it inevitable with Big Brother continuing? The concept isn't going to be original anymore, so you've got to be more and more provoking. So if you have it more and more provoking, then you can't take that sort of away from the contestants, that they can't be, because it's just going to take that away from the show.
It's a good point to end on, but I'm afraid I'm going to leave it hanging because we're out of time. Thank you all very much.